everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are deviating from health talks and looking closer at the current situation in Sri Lanka. From the economy and politics to social issues and recent events, we'll cover everything you need to know about what's happening in this beautiful island nation. Let's dive in. Now, the economic situation, economic challenges. Sri Lanka is currently facing significant financial challenges. The country has been grappling with high inflation, a depreciating currency, and a substantial debt burden. Official data showed that Sri Lankan's current foreign exchange earnings from exports, remittances, and gross services total $2,016 million, exceeding imports of $1,404 million by $611 million in May 2024. Foreign exchange earned by Sri Lankans from export, remittances, and gross services was $1,977 million in April 2024. Merchandise imports were only $1,435 million, leaving a surplus of $542 million. How much dollars did Sri Lankans earn from significant exports in 2024? In other words, what will Sri Lanka's export performance be in 2024? The Export Department Board EDB stated that according to the provisional data released by Sri Lanka Customs, the merchandise export performance in June 2024 amount to US 1,031.2 million, an increase of 2.58% compared to June 2023. The 2023 fiscal numbers recently released through the Central Bank of Sri Lanka's annual economic review revealed that the government spent Sri Lankan rupees 5,357 billion on total expenditure in 2023. The country's major exports are tea, textiles and apparel, rubber and rubber goods, gems and jewelry, and seafood. Now, what are the foreign remittances for Sri Lanka in 2024? Workers' remittances amounted to USD 2,624 million in January to May 2024, compared to USD 2,347 million in January to May 2023. Tourist earnings amount to USD 1,406 million during January to May 2024, compared to USD 752 million during January to May 2023. The primary imports of Sri Lanka are gasoline, machinery and equipment, chemicals and food. Sri Lanka has sought assistance from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) to address these issues. The IMF has provided financial support and recommended economic reforms to stabilize the economy. Now, tourism recovery. On a positive roll, the tourism sector, severely impacted by COVID-19 pandemic, shows signs of recovery. The government is actively promoting tourism to boost foreign exchange earnings. Sri Lanka's tourism industry is witnessing a resurgence. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka reported that earnings from tourism soared to over $1.5 billion in the first half of 2024, marking a 78% increase year-on-year. Now, the tourist arrival hit 1.01 million, up to 62% from the same period in 2023. By June 2024, tourism earnings had climbed to $151.1 million, a 23% increase year-on-year, despite a slight month-on-month decline. The $1.5 billion revenue surge in the first 6 months is essential, especially considering it took Sri Lanka 10 months last year to reach $1.59 billion in tourism earnings from 1.1 million arrivals. The tourism sector revenues exceeded $2 billion in 2023. Now, the political landscape, government and the leadership. The political landscape in Sri Lanka has been dynamic. The current government, led by President Ranil Wickremesinghe, is focused on implementing economic reforms and addressing corruption. Protests and public sentiments. There have been ongoing protests and public demonstrations demanding better governance and economic stability. The government is working to address these concerns and restore public confidence. Now, social issues, healthcare and education. The healthcare and education sectors face challenges due to budget constraints. However, efforts are being made to improve access to quality healthcare and education for all citizens. Environmental concerns, environmental issues like deforestation and pollution are also significant. The government and various organizations are working on initiatives to promote sustainability and protect natural resources. Now, the recent events. Natural disasters. Sri Lanka has experienced several natural disasters affecting many communities, including floods and landslides. Relief efforts are ongoing to support those impacted. Now, the cultural festivals, despite the challenges, Sri Lanka celebrates the rich cultural heritage. Festivals like the Esalapura in Kandy attract locals and tourists, showcasing the country's vibrant traditions. In conclusion, Sri Lanka is navigating a complex economic, political, and social landscape. However, its people, resilience, and the spirit continue to shine through. By staying informed and engaged, we can better understand and support this beautiful nation. You don't need to be an economist to understand the flow of money in the country. Just take a nighttime trip to suburban townships. All the shops, tea kiosks, and mini supermarkets are brightly lit until 10 p.m., bustling with ordinary villagers on a buying spree. Hello, viewers. I hope you have gained some insight into the current challenges facing the people of our country. I want to direct your attention to the upcoming video clip. Peterborough, the Senior Mission Chief for Sri Lanka, will provide an update on the country's current economic situation. Please pay close attention.
After years of increasing economic problems and policy mistakes, Sri Lanka has committed to reform and rebuild. The IMF is here to help. The fund has approved about $3 billion over the next 4 years to support Sri Lanka in this time of need. First, let's look at how we got here. Since 2019, significant tax cuts and delays in anticipated reforms have left the country entering the pandemic with thin currency reserves, high debt levels, and no fiscal space to buffer against shocks. With no reserves left, power cuts, shortages of food and medicine, and long lines for petrol emerged. Sri Lanka defaulted on its debt for the first time in its history. There are no easy solutions, but that's where everyone must come together to tackle this enormous problem. Sri Lankans must make efforts to continue on their way out of the crisis while supporting the less fortunate. The global community must support Sri Lanka in this effort so that it can once again be on a path of strong and inclusive growth. Working with the fund, the Sri Lankan authorities have put together an ambitious economic recovery program. It includes reforms to raise government revenue, stabilize prices, build up foreign reserves, and safeguard financial stability. The Sri Lankan authorities are also asking their creditors to support their efforts by granting debt relief. When a crisis strikes, the poor are hit hardest. The program aims to raise spending for the poor and vulnerable, strengthen social safety nets, and introduce progressive tax reforms to ensure greater contributions come from high-income earners. With breathing room from external debt relief, we expect the economy to gradually start to recover and expand. It's critical to ensure the hard-won gains from the reforms benefit the Sri Lankan people and the crisis will not repeat itself. The authorities have committed to improve public financial management and strengthen the anti-corruption legal framework. In addition, the IMF will assess governance and corruption vulnerabilities and provide recommendations. We at the IMF look forward to working closely with the people of Sri Lanka for a brighter future for all.
Thanks for watching. If you have found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more updates and stories from around the world. Goodbye until we meet again.